Hi, I'm Alex Jordan from Long Color Grading and FilmSimplified.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at utilizing the LAB color space in order to get cinematic colors with a lot of color contrast much easier and faster. Before we start, it's important to note that in this episode we will not be discussing what is the LAB color space. We'll simply be discussing how to use it in order to get cinematic colors faster. So let's take a look at this image. The first step is to make sure that the image we're working with is properly white balanced. So I'll start by white balancing this image. I'll click the eyedropper here and click anywhere on the table to make sure that the image is properly white balanced, because this table should be white. So now that we have a properly white balanced image, let's add the necessary nodes. We need to add two nodes now. So I'll go to Color, Nodes, add a serial node, and one more time, Color, Nodes, add a serial node. So now we have two nodes. I'll make sure that I'm selecting the second node, so the last node here, and in Primaries, I'll make sure that I'm opening the second set of controllers by clicking here, and I'll bring Highlights, so the Highlights controller here, all the way down. And then I'll switch back to this node, so the node with the LAB color space. I'll right click, go to color space, and select the LAB color space. Note that the image still looks the same, no changes at all. So what's special about the LAB color space? The LAB color space has a very unique feature. Note that when I'm in the LAB color space, whenever I increase the brightness of any of the color wheels, I automatically turn the image red. Note that a lot of other things are also happening at the same time. However, to make things simple, just think of it this way. Whenever I increase brightness, I turn the image red. And this is true for all of the color wheels. So whenever I increase gain, gamma, or left, I turn the image more red. That's reset. And whenever I reduce any of the color wheels brightness, I turn the image blue. So whenever I increase brightness, I get red, and whenever I reduce brightness, I get blue. And that provides us with very interesting functionality. It allows me to very easily turn the bright areas of the image into red and turn the dark areas of the image the exact opposite blue. So let's start working on this image. Note that in order to control the image, I will not be using the color wheels in order to make the image brighter or darker. I will be controlling the image using the shadows and highlights controllers below the color wheels. And in order to make the effect more clear, I will simply overdo the color changes now. So now in this node that uses the LAB color space, I'll start by bringing shadows all the way down, and notice how the image became really blue. And then I'll increase highlights all the way up. And take a look at the colors now. This is the image before and after. One more time, this is the original image, so before the LAB color changes and after. Notice the saturation and color contrast we have in the image now, and how there's a nice transition from blue to red. So shadows are blue, and the image is becoming more reddish as it increases in brightness. Again, take a look at the image before and after. And not to say that we couldn't achieve these colors without using the LAB color space. However, by using the LAB color space, we make the process much easier and faster. Note that you don't always have to increase shadows all the way down and highlights all the way up. It's a balancing act, but I just had to overdo it here to illustrate the effect. For example, for this image, I think if we lower the highlights down a bit to around 80, for example, the image looks much better. Take a look at the original image and the new one. And this is how you can utilize the LAB color space to get one type of cinematic colors very fast, with a lot of color contrast. So if you like this, please visit us at FilmSimplified.com, where you can join our free DaVinci Resolve crash course that takes you through the basics of every tab in Resolve. And as usual, if you wanted to know about the latest deals on our educational material, you can always visit deals.filmsimplified.com. Thank you.
FilmSimplified.com.